So you think that the monthly amount that you're spending is $12,000 a month
for everything that we
for everything. So that comes $144,000, but you made $350,000. Are you just sitting on a bunch of cash?
Well, no, because all the expenses, because that's like our gross income that came in. That's not like paying for the trust,
that's
paying
the
for
business
material and all the business,
the cost of goods,
to do business.
So you have no real idea about what your personal income is, because that's going to be one of our things.
Brad, I'm glad you're here. We're doing this.
Yeah, we're doing this.
I love it.
So from an investments perspective, what kind of investments do you have? What kind of balances do you have? A 401k? Do you have any of that kind of stuff?
I have a 401k, but it doesn't have more than $40,000 in it.
Savings accounts?
Nope.
Zero. Checking account, you're basically paying enough to keep the business going and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about right?
That's exactly right.
Okay. Rental property?
Yep. No rental property.
So,
because I lost 2 houses when 2008 happened.
Sure.
And we moved out. And so we just haven't. But you were able to take 2008 and make a killing. So I need to figure out.
Yeah.
So I think I'm right on that verge of like, I've been doing all these, different types of business. Like I do podcasting coaching. So I'm starting to make money podcasting coaching. I do speaking. So I did a couple speaking engagements last month and doing that. So I'm starting I can feel like I got 10 years that I can go make a lot of money.
Well,
save a whole lot of money.
What we're going to have to do. So what we're going to have to do is we got to tackle a lot of this debt, but we also need to tackle some business fundamentals that will help you out immensely.
Okay.
Just because if you can't see it, you can't adjust it. Don't expect what you don't inspect.
Yeah.
And so people think about that when they're running their business. Like for instance, your wife would never send out a embroidery piece without looking at it, right?
Of course,
like she's going to inspect it. And so it's the same thing with personal finance. Like if you can't easily see it, you're not going to be able to improve it. It's as simple as that.
Agreed.
And so we're going to get you to be able to do that. Question for you. Do you guys bank together, you and your spouse, you and your wife?
We do. And we have an account that has our person, like our Navy Federal account is both of our checking accounts.
Joint
account. Then I have a personal account with KeyBank, and then I have 2 business accounts with KeyBank. And she has a business account with First Bank and Square, I think, for her business account. So our businesses are separated out into different accounts, but our checking account, our personal accounts are different.
But what's going on the business is the income comes in on the business, and then you guys just transfer it right to your personal. And then you pay out of your personal the business expenses.
I mean, sometimes we pay the business expenses out of the business.
Sure.
But yeah, it's an LLC. But yeah, so
okay.
I will tell you point blank, we are screwed up on how to move money back and forth.
And it's easy. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be so easy.
Is it? Okay.
It's going to be so easy when we're done with this.
How could we get to here? How did I get here? But I am.
Yeah, that's where you are. So there's some potential issues. So now let's move on from there, because there's not really any investments going on at all. You got $40K in a 401k.
It's all hinged on me and my ability to create income in the next 10 years. That's how I look at it, which is a scary place to be.
And even now and in the past and that sort of thing.
Well, because every time I bought a house or something like that, I've had like 5 different houses. I've always, hey, I got to take my money from my teaching, pension or whatever. Do
you have a pension?
I have. That's not. It's going to pay me $200 a month or something like that.
Really?
Because I spent it to buy a house.
What do you mean? You pulled money out of the pension?
Yeah, I pulled money out of the CalPERS or whatever it is to buy my first house.
To go buy this house.
This house I pulled out about this one I pulled out like $30,000, I think.
And on this house, is this first a 30-year fixed, or is it an ARM?
30-year fixed.
So with your second, what's that at? Is that the same thing, 30-year fixed?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get off the money side for just a second, and I want to get into purpose side. Purpose side.
I love it.
When your feet hit the ground, and you've got a lot of stuff that you have done and do, why do you do what you do? What's the reason behind why you're doing what you're doing?
I think, now when I think about like my podcast is called Living Boldly with Purpose. And I think about what purpose is and why God put me on this planet. And I really believe it is to help other people become that person. The book that just got shipped this week is called the Be Do Have book. It's becoming the person.
That's your book.
Yeah, it's called Be Do Have. And so that book is all based on becoming the person before you start to do or have. And I did it backwards. There's just so many times I say, okay, I want to have, because our society allows you to have it, right? And so I can remember when I was teaching at the high school, got the job at the university for 3 years. I felt like I was this coolest person ever. So I went and bought a BMW. They convinced me, went to get a 3 Series. I walked out of there with the 7 Series, that was a used one, but still, and I can remember driving around the parking lot at the university 3 or 4 times, just waving at people as if I have arrived or I've made it, right? I had no business thinking about a BMW at all. I should have just been, like if my teaching salaries at both schools aren't going to last forever. I'm working full time at both schools and I'm going, wait a minute. So how many times in my life have I tried to have and without becoming that person who deserved to be able, because I believe if you can become the person, then you'll do what it takes to continue to being that person. You just automatically do. Then you get to have. And we do it so backwards. And I'm finally realizing at this point in my life that, wait a minute, how do I help other people avoid those pitfalls and those mistakes that I've done? And so that's why, the Becoming the Person universe is all about having people like yourself who come in and talk to people about, wait a minute, try these other things first. Don't get to where Brian's at and just go, wait, I've had a great life. I've done a whole bunch of really cool things. But at the same time.
So how do you yourself feel about your personal finance situation?
It sucks. My personal finance situation is not, it's not even like, how could I have been a financial advisor teaching people how to save and do all the things? And there was a time, like I was saving, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000 a month when I was, in the heyday of 2005, 6, 7. And then right after that happened and I maintained my business for 6 months, trying to hold on to it and spent like $120,000 on, office rent and all that kind of this, not knowing, just thinking it's all going to come back, losing a couple houses. And then I go, okay, so all of that went away just as, it took all that time to save it up and it just went away like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. And now I'm going, okay, so now what do I do? Then I go and I start doing, nonprofit stuff. And then my wife is looking at me like, it's great. We even have like this business where we pick up furniture and then give it to homeless folks as if we moved them into apartments and people would donate furniture. And I'm doing that every Saturday for like 2013 to 2018. I like, how am I making any? My wife's like, we're going to be broke if you don't go out and start making some money. Like we're not going to be able to retire ever.
Yeah.
Cause you're doing homeless services. And it was noble and it was great to go out and do, but not at the scale I was doing it. It was making me feel good about who I was because I was helping people, every single day. But at the same time, I'm looking at my family going, wait a minute, how do I balance that? So I think I'm doing a way better job of balancing. I'm just in a hole right now that I need to go, okay, so I believe 1,000% I can dig myself out of the hole.
Because your main business though is the living trusts, right? That's where you're making your income.
That's where most of it's come. Yeah, because like 2020, I make, I don't know, $200,000 in mortgages. Well, not anymore, right? Because of interest rates and everything else. And
how much do you think you made last year in the living trust?
I mean, I collected like 140,000, something like that is what came in. 140, out of that 300, over half of it was.
So how much of that are you netting?
Probably half of it.
Half, because you give the rest, the commissions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're right at 100,000 I netted probably last year. So I probably made a little bit more.
I got to tell you, it's kind of hard to keep up with you. There's a lot of stuff you got going on, man.
Too much. And that's part of
You really do have a lot of stuff going on.
My life right now is, okay, what do I get rid of?
Yeah.
What do I concentrate on? What's going to bring me the most, yield for the return? And how can I do this stuff? Like even like my books, I've written 4 books in the last 2.5 years, right? And so how do I get those working? I'm doing this weekend, I haven't even talked about this yet, but I'm doing a seminar on relationship versus AI. So I just finished a book called, because I was a technology guy. So I'm doing a big seminar this weekend. And then so the VIP portion of it is enrolling in the,
do people pay to come to that?
No, so that's free. But then if they come in as a VIP to get more, it's enrolling in my community, which is
the university.
Yeah. The Becoming the Person universe.
So that is completely separate than your living trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do the living trust forever. I enjoy doing it, but it's not like I don't get out of bed in the morning going, "Ooh, I can't wait to do another living trust." I get out of bed in the morning. Who can I help today? And how can I help them? And so that's where I'm trying to migrate over to the becoming the person stuff and the speaking. But I have to have a base to be able to live.
Correct. And not just that. I'm glad you mentioned that. See, a lot of people think that the base that they ought to create in order to do this purposeful stuff is their work. And it's not their work. It's not their job. The base that you need to create is the passive income.
Yes.
Because if you've built that passive income, whether that's from dividend producing stocks, bonds, real estate, notes, royalties on oil, whatever, I've got a whole list of things that I'll send you that you can kind of get into from a passive income perspective. Now, once you have passive income, now you can go do this, becoming a person and writing all these books and all that kind of stuff. Because now it's like, if we get anything from it, it's cherry on top. If we get nothing, who cares? We're still not drowning.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss the next episode. Every week, we drop practical money strategies and real stories that'll change the way you think about wealth.